Yo, what up, my CryptoKitty ninjas? I'm here on the Discord and seeing that a lot of people have a ton of questions. And one of the things that keeps coming up is that there are not enough tutorials kicking around on how to actually get started with the CryptoKitty craze. So I thought I'd give a quick overview on what you need to do in order to get started with CryptoKitties. So let me get a new screen going. So I'm going to pretend like we're just getting started here. And first things first, you're going to go to the CryptoKitties site and you're going to see sign in. And when you click that, it's going to prompt you to install MetaMask. So of course you can just go ahead and install MetaMask. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to install it here. And once you install MetaMask, you're going to have to get some Ethereum into your MetaMask. Now there's a ton of different ways to go about buying crypto. I think there's even a way to buy it from within MetaMask, but I wouldn't do that. But you know, this is the whole beauty of the CryptoKitties thing is we're getting people introduced to the cryptocurrency marketplace. So at that point, you might want to go ahead and pop over to Coinbase.com and get a Coinbase account set up. That's usually the best place to translate dollars into cryptocurrency. They sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin on there, the big three. And once you get a little more advanced, you're going to want to actually get started with something called GDAX. And GDAX is owned by Coinbase and is basically a way to buy those same cryptocurrencies without having to pay the relatively exorbitant fees that come with buying through Coinbase. However, in order to get started quickly, you can use a credit card on Coinbase. It's got a high fee, but hey, you know, it's worth it, right? To get them kitties. And if you want to buy with cash dollars rather than with a credit card, it does take quite a while to get verified and to get money transferred from an account, bank account, into your Coinbase or GDAX account. But at any rate, so you're going to want to get that going, and then you're going to want to transfer your money from your Coinbase into your MetaMask account. And once all that stuff is done, that's kind of, obviously you're going to need a better tutorial to go through each and every one of those steps. But once you get all that stuff taken care of, you will now be at your, now be able to get into the CryptoKitties marketplace. So then let's go take a look at the CryptoKitties marketplace. So here's where we're at. All right, we're in CryptoKitties. You've got a marketplace, and here's where you'll see your you've got sorted by youngest first, oldest first, cheapest first, and most expensive first. Youngest first basically means kitties that have just come into the world. They have been bred recently. And they will also, you'll see things like this right here. This is very important. When it says new here, that means that this is a new Gen 0 kitty that has just come into the world. There will be one every 15 minutes for 1 year up until November 2018, which leaves us with 50,000 Gen 0s ever. And that's why these Gen 0s are going for such a high resale value. See this one right here is currently selling for 7.9 Ethereum. It will end at 0. However, they never get that far because somebody is snapping them all up. So if you want to get your hands on a brand new Gen 0, it's going to cost an awful lot. However, you don't have to get a brand new Gen 0. There's an entire thriving marketplace of Gen 0, so you can come on over here to Gen 0 and you can click cheapest first. Now even the very cheapest Gen 0s, see these ones are these are siring kitties. People buy a Gen 0 and then put them up here and let you breed with their Gen 0 in order to, usually Gen 0s have like these newest genes, and they are often snappy, swift, or brisk, or fast even, in which case they will breed kitties that are significantly faster, assuming you breed them with other kitties that are swift, snappy, brisk, or fast. So as we skip through a couple pages, you'll notice that it's a little bit slow. Understand that the Ethereum network is dealing with very heavy load right now. The Ethereum network is being put through its first major stress test here, and many of us in the crypto community are actually quite happy to see this sort of relatively trivial use case being the one to really test the limits of the Ethereum network before we start moving into more mission critical types of use cases. So now here we go on page 3, we're starting to see some Gen Zeros for sale. So here's an example. Gen Zero for Ethereum, slow. You're going to want to, if you're just hodling a Gen Zero for the sake of speculative possible resale value, it's, obviously the faster the better, the less bred the kitty the better, but I believe, my personal opinion, and this is not financial advice of course, but that from a speculative point of view, Gen Zeros will in the future command very good resale value. Basically Gen Zeros and really unique kitties will be the ones you really want. And then other ones are just sort of for fun or for getting started or for breeding. But if you're really in it to try and turn a profit at some point or to invest in kitties, Gen Zeros and highly unique ones are where you're going to want to go. And so here we've got a bunch of kitties, 4.1, 4.4, 4.5. I mean, that's an awful lot of money. I mean, geez, just less than a week ago. I wish I had done it more, but you could have snapped up a bunch of Gen Zeros for 0.1, 0.2, 0.5. Now they're sort of, holy smokes, they're expensive. But nonetheless, and so yeah, in order to get started, my suggestion is you're going to want to go over to, we're assuming that you've got MetaMask installed, you've gotten some Ethereum on there, and you're ready to just play around. I would go over and just sort by for sale, cheapest first, and just take a look around for your first kitty. Just try and find one that kind of speaks to you a little bit. And here's look at this cutie. I mean, and you can name them yourself. So the name is mutable. You can actually change that, and you can come down here. You can see the parents. And you can see the children that it's had. So this kitty's had 2 children. It is a plodding cooldown. That's probably why it's being sold for relatively cheap. And I do mean relatively speaking. This is quite expensive by comparison with even just a few days ago. It's hard telling, not knowing whether or not we are in the midst of a crypto kitty bubble or whether or not this is a trend that will continue. Will kitties continue to get more expensive, or will this marketplace sort of cool down after a while? But at any rate, there it is. So you've got your cute kitty, and you're going to want to click buy now, and you're going to, be prompted by MetaMask. And a lot of people are having a lot of trouble buying right now. Again, it's the Ethereum blockchain is really handling a lot of load right now. The transaction costs have gone up a little bit, but if you're patient and you follow all the steps, you will successfully get a CryptoKitty. And if you get 2 CryptoKitties, you can start to breed them and create more CryptoKitties of your very own. So this is just a quick introductory video. I know I didn't really help you guys solve a ton of problems, but I just thought you might want to get a little introduction here and just putting my 2 cents out there. And yeah, we'll continue from here, and if anybody has any questions, come on over to the CryptoKitty Discord and ask away. We're all hanging out in there, shooting the shit, and there is a couple great Twitch streams that have started, a guy named Bry Guy and another guy named Bitcoin Louie, who are twitching about this stuff, which was interesting for me because I had never used Twitch before until last night, and so now I'm getting into Twitch. So yeah, the whole ecosystem is really evolving, and I think there's a lot more room to grow here, and it's going to be just really interesting. And my hope is that it introduces the cryptocurrency universe to a lot of brand new people who might be coming from more of a collectible or Pokemon or wherever you're coming from, and learning about cryptocurrency this way. And the interesting thing that you need to be aware of here is that whether this company goes down or not, Cryptokitties exist on a smart contract blockchain, on the Ethereum blockchain, and therefore they are immutable and will exist forever. So whether the company exists or not, your Cryptokitties will live on, and that is why they command such high resale values, because they are they're permanent structures in the blockchain, and so that makes them very interesting and unique. And if you buy a CryptoKitty, you are participating in a small slice of the future. So yeah, come on over to the Discord to ask some questions. Until then, I'm Moto Rossi. Peace.